figuring things out in between shifts. Just how much of an impact has he had off the ice for both you and Anton?
Yeah, obviously he helps us a lot. He has a lot of experience. He's been here and one whole thing. So yeah, he's been really good help for us. He goes through a lot of things with us on the video, so that's nice.
And then for Gus, I know you talk about defense first, but another big goal for you. I mean, can you take us through the goal, specifically the feed once you got it from Benny, and then just being able to get a backhander off like that?
Yeah, for sure. It's nice to contribute offensively, but I just saw Benny. I saw I could join the rush there, get a little odd man rush, and we've been talking about that. We want to get our D up in the rush and create those odd man rushes. And yeah, Benny made a perfect play, and I just got on my back and scored.
Gus, kind of going off of that, what are the biggest things as a defenseman that you look for when you do make that decision to jump up and jump up in the play and create a big scoring chance like that?
Yeah, you don't want to do it every time because then it's going to get predictable, and you can also create stuff that goes the wrong way. So you got to be smart with it and know it when the right time is.
Left side, second row.
For both of you, just how important was last night's game in terms of the mentality in the room and kind of knowing the job's not done, but obviously a lot better to go back home up 3-2 than down 3-2?
Yeah, huge win. But we're like you said, we're not done. We're taking one game at a time, and we're focusing on winning the next game. That's it.
Right side, second row.
Gus, Jonah Gadjevich comes back after having twins. A pretty new dad yourself. First off, just how was it having him back in the locker room, and then was it a team's idea to give him the game puck, or was that Nico's idea?
I don't know exactly whose idea it was. Probably, I think Mixi's was probably one of them. But it's just amazing to have him back. Just so happy for him that everything went well. I'm just, it's cool to share. That's a good experience for him, and I've been through that, and it's awesome to see.
Left side.
Question for each of you. First, Eetu, it felt like the first couple periods was a little bit of a struggle for your line yesterday. What changed in the third period? Because Anton sort of said the same thing after the game that there was just a change in the third for your entire line.
Yeah, I think they're coming hard in the first two periods, first period especially. I think we just have to grind it through and just make simple plays and stay with it. And I think it's just keep building off that, and it will come.
And a question for Gus. Last night, and I don't know if you've been hearing it, but Paul's been obviously raving about you throughout the playoffs, and last night said in the style that you play that you're, in his opinion, you're the best defenseman in the world. Have you enjoyed the limelight that you're suddenly getting this postseason? I mean, obviously you had a great season and had a great career so far in Florida, but it just feels like slowly but surely you're just becoming a real household name.
Yeah, for sure. It's fun to hear that for sure. I'm just trying to play great here in the playoffs. I feel like everyone is stepping up on the defense, and I think we're all playing great right now.
We'll take three more questions in English up front.
Gus, you guys were in this position last year. You have a home game, a chance to go to the Stanley Cup final. What did you kind of learn as a team about handling it? You guys handled it well, but what did you learn, I guess, about handling that excitement that maybe can help you tomorrow when there's going to be a lot of excitement as well?
Just taking one game at a time. It's easy to say, but that's what we're trying to do. Not get ahead of ourselves. It's still a great team over there that can turn this around. So we want to shut them down right away.
Front right.
Yeah, Gus, wanted to ask you about Cooley. Just what has he brought to you guys this year, and just the value you have, obviously, him and OEL veteran pairing as your guys' quote-unquote third pairing, just the value of Cooley specifically in that third pairing overall?
He's been unreal for us. He brings a lot of experience and depth to our defense, and Lars too, the same thing. He's got a lot of experience, and it makes it very calm back there.
On the right side.
A question for Gus. When it comes to the offensive game, how would you rate the growth in your game and the way you're able to read the game, and maybe the advice you got along the way to make sure you improve?
Yeah, I think it's a whole confidence thing too. I'm more confident joining the rush and holding on to pucks a little bit longer maybe, and so I think that's a big thing, confidence.
We'll now take a question in Swedish. Eetu, thank you for your time. You can
Thank
hop
you.
out of here if you like. Go ahead.
Ja, men hur är det att vakna upp så här dagen efter att serien ändå gått in i ett skede där det ska avgöras nu, eller kan avgöras i nästa match?
Ja, men det såklart känns väldigt bra. Men det är långt kvar skulle jag säga. Vi tar inte ut något i förskott här, utan känns som vi har ett tufft jobb nu imorgon. Och så får vi ta det från det. Men vi planerar att göra som vi har gjort senaste matcherna och försöka stänga ner deras offensiv och få igång vår forecheck.
Svepte ni väl i förra konferensfinalen, men vad kan man ta med sig ändå från det då in i det här när det gäller erfarenhet och så?
Ja, men mycket. Jag tror många som är förut har mycket bra minnen. Och som jag sa, alla är redo att spela 7 matcher om det hade krävts. Men som sagt, vi går för att vinna imorgon.
Hur har det varit att bli pappa då, och vad betyder det lite grann med hur livet vid sidan av ser ut kontra förra slutspelet?
Ja, det är lite annorlunda såklart. Förra slutspelet var Diana, hon var gravid då. Hon mådde inte jättebra. Men nu, det är faktiskt väldigt skönt att komma hem till Bo, och man glömmer bort allt annat, tänkte jag säga. Det blir som en fristad hemma, och man lever väldigt mycket i nuet. Så det är extremt roligt och skönt att ha det.
Hur gammal är han nu?
Han är 4 månader.
Not that I've envisioned that I'd be back with the Panthers, but yeah, I've always thought that there was something there that, and I could come back to the Panthers. I know that the team has been doing really well in the past year and made it to the finals. Came up short. So I wanted to be a part of that group for sure, and I knew that we could do some good things.
The right side, Doug.
Now, for each of you guys, I know they always say the fourth win in a playoff series is the toughest one to get, but you guys have a chance now to close this thing out at home. How excited are you to see the way that the building's going to be reacting when you guys get back home, and how excited are you for this opportunity coming up?
Yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. Like you guys have said, the team went through it last year, and to be able to go through it for the first time this year would be pretty special. And we've had some great turnouts throughout this playoffs so far, and obviously these guys bring a boatload of fans too that makes it interesting. And when they score goals, you can definitely hear them cheering and screaming as well. But just the energy in the building overall, whether it's for us or against us, we thrive off that. So we're excited to see next game.
For Cooley, just looking at this series, it seems like your periods are your best periods are the third periods. You guys have such good legs late in games. Why do you think that is? Is that just kind of how your game builds throughout a game? Is it conditioning? What do you kind of point to for that reason?
Yeah, I think like you said, just conditioning and the kind of shape we're in. We build as the game goes on, and we also wear teams down with our pressure and with our style of play, and I think that comes into play in the second and third period. So I think you're right. Yeah, it's obviously the shape that we're in and the style of play that we play.
Front row left.
Steven or Dmitry, just how you guys, they're going to obviously be desperate tomorrow facing elimination. How do you kind of match that desperation, just because obviously you have to try to close them out?
I think we've seen it a couple times already, that you can't just let your foot off the gas. Obviously, these are the hardest games to win, and especially at this point in the playoffs, nobody's, expecting an early summer. Everybody's going, as hard as they can, right to the final whistle, right to the final buzzer. And there's going to be no easy games, obviously, from here on out, and we knew that from the start of playoffs. So this is obviously a team that had a lot of success throughout the regular season, a team that knows how to win, and we're not expecting them to come in here and give a flat performance. We're expecting that they're going to throw everything they got at us and more. And like you said, we're just going to try and come out and match that. And like Cooley was just talking about, we're going to try and hopefully wear them down. And we obviously know that the style of play that we've been bringing is giving us success. And as long as we stick to that game plan and don't really stray away from that, then I think we'll be all right.
Right side, second row.
For either of you, we've spoken to a couple of your teammates over this run, and they've said how close of a group this is. And Paul said the same thing, where like every one of you guys likes each other. What makes you guys gel so well? And I mean, have you been on a team where guys click this well?
What? No, I think winning, obviously, it helps, but it starts at day one of training camp when I think when Mo sets the standard of how hard things are going to be. It's not always going to be the most fun, but when you see a group of guys buy in, it doesn't matter what your background is or where you come from, where you've played before. As long as you got that certain or that number of guys, whether it's 20, 25 guys or whatever we got pulling on the same rope, eventually you all come together and you form bonds and friendships that last a lifetime. And the further we go and the deeper we go in this playoff run, the more time we spend together with each other at the rink, away from the rink. Being in hotels like this, we're all cooped up and your families aren't here, but you got the boys in the lounge. You can go just play cards and stuff like that. It's little things like that go a long way. And like I said, those bonds develop not just on the ice and on the bench, but it's when you come back from the rink and you kind of break the game down and you talk to your buddies about it and laugh at the mistakes you made. And that's kind of what brings guys out of their shells and brings guys together.
We'll take two more questions, front left.
Cooley, Bill Guerin always says that the worst moment that he's had in Minnesota was calling you to tell you that you were traded, and just because of what you did in Minnesota and things like that. To bounce around the way you have the last couple of years, but play as well as you are right now in this playoff run, like just how gratifying is it to be in this position where maybe you were a couple of years ago?
It's really nice to be in the position to be in a good team like this and having a run at the Cup. That's all I can say. It feels good.
Last question, left side.
Steven, you mentioned the energy at home. I'm curious if you can sense when the building on the road gets a little quiet, like it did in the third after you scored. Is that something that you guys also feel on the bench and on the ice?
I'd be lying if I said no. That kind of deafening. You can feel the wind almost get taken out of their sails, and that's not. Obviously, this crowd in this city, it's incredible. Playing at MSG when the whole crowd lights up and the anthem's going on, it's special. It gives you chills, and you can either be intimidated by that or you can feed off that as well. Like I said, energy's energy, and it's a great rink to play in. So when they sustain some pressure and the building gets to life, it's cool to be a part of. If you try not to let it get to your head and just say, you know what, this is special. Enjoy the moment and just do your job. And eventually you get a break, and when that energy kind of dies and you just hear the guys on our bench jumping up and down and celebrating that goal, then that's it's a pretty cool feeling. It's one that's hard to describe, but it was pretty cool to be a part of yesterday. A late goal like that you could kind of feel that life coming out of the building a little bit.